you? Babe, where are you?
Skydiving days, not now. Parachute just opened. We did it, bro! Me and you!
Did you land?
Woo! No, we're in the air still. Woo! Yeah. We're putty. Woo! Oh, I'm gonna hit the spot. We're coming in. Coming in hard! Whoa! Easy. Easy. Oh, that was easy. Nice. Cheers.
Hurry before they tell me I can't do this.
She is about to go on our night cruise or dinner cruise, sunset cruise. This is Cabo Marina. Here he goes.
Eddie, one afternoon, after work, was leaving work on his way to jump on the bus to get home. And that 2-3 blocks between his work and the bus stop, he passes a building that is on fire. Smoke is coming out of the second or third story. Eddie understood that there was an older woman who was in distress. Eddie ran up the stairs and rescued that woman and came back down with her. But as I remember, it even gets better. What I also understood was that Eddie then learned that her pet was upstairs, and he ran back upstairs, got that pet, and brought her back down. And it gets better. That man, from it, the only thing that he was worried about, not sitting around, I would have been, look what I did, look what I did, look what I did. Oh my. Eddie, no. The only thing on Eddie's mind at that point, after everybody was okay, was he had to make his bus. And he left. But what's so cool about Eddie is that man is so humble, he is so kind, and I'd love for us to do cheers to Eddie. We want to find you.
I'm sorry, that's BS.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah.
So the story's not true? It's fake.
I'm Eddie's older brother. I've known him most of my life. 15 months apart. We played sports growing up. I mean, from the earliest of ages, we ended up playing soccer in college together. And I'll tell you, our college has had a soccer program since 1905. and we are the only pair of brothers who are four-year lettermen who played together. So we have that kind of cool thing. We had a difference, though, in our styles of play. Eddie was tougher than I was. I could tell you about the time he was on the front page of the Philadelphia Inquirer with blood dripping down his face after getting in a collision on the field. I could tell you when he was a bouncer in college, he and a bunch of football players were bouncers, and they were messing around, and he took a bottle and looked at it, boom, smashed him on his head and crashed him, just to prove he was tough. I love But another time I just want to tell you about is a time when Eddie was 18, I think, I was 19, and we were living in Connecticut. We had a club soccer game in Pittsburgh, like a big tournament type thing where you actually fly out. And we played in the game, and Eddie broke his foot. I might get the facts a little bit wrong. Eddie broke his foot. Not great. The rule was, because he also was playing varsity high school baseball, you're not supposed to play two sports at one time. But he couldn't help it. So he and a couple of other guys went behind the strict coach's back to get on this flight playing the soccer game that we won. When he broke his foot and he went to the emergency room back in Connecticut, the doctor who was working in the emergency room said, "Dude, you are on the shelf. You're not playing any sports. You are done for 6 weeks." And my mom was there with Eddie. And they said, "Okay, yeah, we're done. They get out, and Ed says, "I got a freaking baseball game. I got a baseball game tomorrow or the next day, and I have to play A because I want to, but B, if I don't play, the coach is going to know I went to Pittsburgh to play soccer instead of playing baseball." So he goes and he plays the baseball game with his broken foot, gets injured in the game, goes back to the emergency room. They go in there, and my mother sees the same doctor. So my mother, who's a school teacher who follows all the rules, like ushers him around curtains to avoid the doctor. So the doctor's going this way, and he's going this way. Unfortunately, they managed to get taken care of by a different doctor, and he ended up a great man he is today.
This is a quick one, but it's in the same vein as Eric's completely true story that he just told me. So, for many years, I was like I call serial dater in San Francisco. I dated like every woman and no one in here, thankfully. But so I convinced Eddie that, you know, this girl that I was on a date with, that her friend he might like. This is a long time ago. It's called like, I don't know, 20 years ago. And so we're walking along Carl Street at night. We had had dinner, drinks, and we're walking along, and across the street is this big dude screaming at this woman that he was with, like in her face. It was looking a little, you know, kind of dicey, like he might be physical. And without, you know, saying, "Hey, hang on, guys," Eddie ran across the street. And I'm like, bad idea, bad idea, dude. Not just because I was waiting for him, but I was the only other guy. I would have to jump in and both get killed. So there's a little self-preservation in mind as well. But so I was like, that, and he goes over and he doesn't, you know, physically get in the guy's, you know, face. I can't even hear him because he's across Carl Street. Streetcars are going, and I just see him, you know, doing a little of this, you know, kind of. And he managed in about the 2 minutes that he was over there to completely diffuse whatever had happened. And then he comes back right over to us, like, you know, what's going on? And everything's fine. You want to have a talk about it? You want to tell me what he did? You want to tell me what he said? But that's just kind of, again, to the broader point here, the kind of guy that he is, which is selfless, brave, kind, maybe to a fault. I'm kidding. But always puts himself before others. And I would say, just personally, our relationship goes, it's all sports related. And I feel lucky that we kind of transcended sports and became really good friends. And always have a soft spot for Ed because he works so hard, plays hard, but he's not a jerk. You know, there's a lot of guys with a lot of talent out there in the sports world who are cocky and jerks, and he's humble and kind. So anyway.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lisette's daughter, Eddie's girlfriend. But to touch on JB's story, you know, I hear he is this competitive player, but he's not that anymore. I passed him the ball one day and he completely tripped and fell and was sore for like 10 days. He's definitely not what he used to be. And for those of you who don't know me, I am sweet, but I have a little feisty side to me. So when my mom started dating Eddie, I was a little defensive and I was like anti-Eddie. But they went on their first trip together to Connecticut, actually. And I hugged my mom goodbye and I hugged Eddie goodbye. And what I told my mom was very different from what I told Eddie. I told him that if anything happened to my mom, I would kill him. And, you know, my mom didn't know anything about that until they got to Connecticut. My Eddie shared with my mother that I threatened to kill him. And she, knowing the only good side of me, said, there's no way in hell my Hazel said that. And she was like in denial. So when she came back, maybe months later, maybe we got brought up, and I confessed to her, like, yeah, I did say that, and she was like in total denial and shock.
I still am.
But yes, that's a true story. I told Eddie, but.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they were in Connecticut. They got into a car crash, and I didn't find out till, I don't know, a couple of days later, and I was like, this poor guy is probably scared shitless. And didn't want to tell me what happened to my mother. So, I mean, clearly he's still here, so I didn't kill him, so, yeah, he was scared. But anyway, he's grown. I consider him my stepdad now, regardless of their marital status. You know, he's supported me in a different way than my biological father, which completes the whole dad figure. So, yes.
Nobody cares about you, Andy. Alright.
You know, I always know there's always a dynamic of uncertainty when she tells him where to pick us up. Like, there's always a catastrophe that happens. So this last time we were out, and you know, he was enjoying the eating. She had a few too many, I would say. But I was good, as usual, and I'm a non-drinker. So she calls Eddie, and Bertie and Elena, they have Norm to pick him up. Norm is good, because he's like right on target, he knows exactly, good communication. This, on the other hand, we're sitting, and I'm thinking, okay, it's safe, we're sitting like right next to the street, we're gonna see him, he's gonna drive by slowly, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be great. So she's wandering around with her phone, and she's tracking Eddie. Oh, he's near, he's close. And I'm calm, I'm trying to be calm. Oh, he's close, he's close. All of a sudden, she starts running in the middle of the street, right in front of Pier 39. Baby! Renee, come on, baby! And we're running in the middle of the street where the trolley cars are. He stops, like traffic is behind us. So I try to slow, but there's always a certain uncertainty. But it's great because we always end up getting our ride. Oh, thank you, Eddie, so much for all this. You never know what to expect, but it was fun.
He has caught probably 80% of the pitches I've thrown. I've probably thrown 20.
Not anymore.
People don't realize how amazing Eddie was, and I'm very picky about who I'll throw to. And Eddie has just been stunning. He knows all the pitchers, he knows what they throw, he knows how to do stuff. Eddie has been an amazing athlete behind the plate, and we have played everywhere. We have played in Phoenix, we've won national championships together, we've won local championships, we've won Vegas, we've won Woodland, we've won all these lovely tournaments, and Eddie and I have driven to them, and he's been an amazing guy. But it all started at Burlingame High School in Washington Park. We were in the championship. We had a really bad team, and suddenly we became good. And we were playing an undefeated team in the championship, and we finally got ourselves in a point where we could actually win. On the first game, we were winning, and then somehow one of the guys forgot to run to first place. So he forgot to run to second base on what would have been the last out of the game. And it ended up going into extra innings. We ended up losing. And then the next week, we had to play a Saturday and Sunday game. And I could pitch the first game Saturday when I threw to Eddie, and we struck out a million guys together, and we had to win on Sunday. And my arm was dead, and we were all tired. And we had another guy throw the first 4 innings, and then he said, "I'm done." So I went in and pitched, and we managed to get to the last inning. My arm was exhausted. We were up 7-4, and I throw a pitch. We got a fly ball to center field. Fantastic, we're going to win. The center fielder, who caught everything all season, dropped the ball. 2 runs scored. Now it's
Damn it,
7-6. I know. 7-6, man on second. And they've got a lefty up, and my arm is dead. And Eddie's encouraging me. And we throw pitches, strike the guy out. The pitch was about 4 or 5 inches outside, but the umpire liked me. He wanted to go home anyway. Calls a strike. And we're like, suddenly, Eddie is running at me. Tears of joy in his eyes, and he leaps into my arms. And my wife is there going, "What?" To this day, my wife has been completely jealous of him. Yes, never heard her not be able to jump into the arms. And I thought this would be a great opportunity. Come on, this is your chance. Anyway, I love Eddie today. We've been through lots together, and I want to wish you the happiest birthday ever.
Thank you. I was not expecting to cry. No ice cream? I don't usually cry because of ice cream. But Ed, this is unbelievable. Thank you everybody for coming. Stories, kernel of truth in most of them. But yeah, it's overwhelmed that you're here. Eric, unbelievable. So Eric, if you've not met Eric, literally know each other from almost day one.
He's here from Connecticut.
Yeah, from Blue. My brother Jamie's right over there in Connecticut. Eric, for most of our lives, most of our lives between the ages of, I think I was 7 and 18. He was literally 100 yards away. Tiny little neighborhood, throwing apples, apple orchard, just being kids together for most of our lives. Gosh, baseball. Like, the story he told us now is this: he carried our team to victory. Unbelievable. It's my day, right? So 1.00 ERA. 100 innings pitched, 100 strikeouts. It was unbelievable. 101. Talking about this weekend series, the base running gaff that he mentioned, we're, bottom of the ninth inning, man at first base, man at second base, 2 outs, ground ball up the middle, game-winning hit, guy from second comes running around third, all the way to plate, and I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm like, yeah, excited, but then there's something wrong. There was something in the dynamics that was wrong. And then I realized what it was. The guy that was on first base saw the ball go up the middle, and he goes, yeah, we win. The run goes around third to home plate, and he goes, yeah. Center fielder picks up the ball, throws the ball to shortstop, who steps on second base for the 3rd out of the inning. Run does not count. We do not win that game, which means we have to come back the next week and play a doubleheader. And Billy was our only pitcher. And he threw 16 innings that day at the doubleheader, and 14, 15 innings at doubleheader. And he muscled us across the line.
Happy birthday, Bill.
My success is this. The game was like Change it right at the bottom. It was a stripe right at the bottom at the knees.
Batter was very distressed and upset, but I explosion. Yeah, it was amazing. But thank you, Bill, for unbelievable memories of baseball. Because it hit amazing.
Honor of being since 94, 95, yeah.
5, yeah. Softball, yeah. You really killed me on some first base ones. I also played a lot of baseball. Most of my relationships with my male friends has been sports related. Probably picked around sports for long-term relationships. It'd be better to golf or something leisure with baseball and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you all. I've never had children, but you are my children.
Anyway, I just want to say happy birthday, Eddie. I love you very much. And thank you for taking all of us in. It was a challenge, combining all 4 of us together. But, I mean, there's good and bad, right? But it's been fun. Eddie, I know that the girls have had so much fun. Eddie is such an easy target. I scare him all the time. All the time he falls for it, all the time. But we have had so many laughs together. So I love you, baby. Happy birthday.
That's a good story.